But the Boat Inn in Jackfield, it said that one evening the devil visited, and the Boat Inn's a lovely little pub, you can still go now. But in 1896, we're to believe that the devil went for a pint, and he was flirting with the barmaids, and he was, talking big, and he was gambling with people, and he was challenging a lot of people to card games. But everyone who played against the devil lost. There was one man left who wanted to enjoy his pint. In some versions, he is a blacksmith, some versions he isn't. So he thought the only way he could enjoy his pint was to play against the devil, who he didn't know at the time was the devil. He thought was just a very annoying stranger. So he starts playing this card game. One of them drops a card, and when the blacksmith looks down, he sees the stranger has 2 cloven hooves, panics, and just as he's about to scream, "That's the devil, I'm playing cards with the devil," a great gust of wind blows through the pub and drags the devil out, laughing and cursing as he goes. Now, I think this story on the surface is quite comical, and I can imagine someone telling it literally in the Boat Inn, really emphasising their gestures and really bringing the story to life. But when you look at the area, particularly around Jackfield, in the Victorian time, it starts to give some insight into the anxieties of different groups of people. So Jackfield was described during the Victorian period and the Industrial Revolution as having all the trappings of a port town. There was bull baiting, there was brothels, there was pubs, and people who had very hard-working, complex lives living amongst all that. So I think when you look at the devil deciding to visit the Boat Inn, certainly it's the sort of area the devil would hang out. But also, I think he symbolises the demon of drink. I think he symbolises the fear of the wives of the men who were drinking in the pub that night, whether they were going to come home with any money of their wages left. And certainly when you look in Shropshire, a lot of the local pits, the quartermaster for the pit was actually the barman of a pub or the landlord of a pub. So you would literally have to go into the pub to get your wages, which while you're in there, you might as well have a swift half one. But in this sense, the devil is symbolising the fear of poverty, of, is my husband going to come home with any money? Are we going to have enough money to live through the Christmas period? How are we going to pay the rent, put food on the table? And he's, as much as he's a comical figure in this story, he is an incredibly powerful one.